Flosstube. My name is Marty, or Triple M Stitching, and today is Wednesday, May 31st, and I'm here with a Flosstube update. I also want to acknowledge I'm not in my normal filming spot. It is very cloudy here today, and where I normally film was too shadowy, which is like right over there. Yeah, it was just too shadowy, so I had to come sit like right in front of the window. I hope this is okay. I know there's like a more chaotic background here, so this won't be forever, unless you just love it. But I had to move the setup today. So the plan for today's video is a little bit of stash acquisitions, my works in progress / new start update from the last like 2 weeks since I filmed ish, and then a little bit of plans, and that's about it. So thank you so much for clicking on this video, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna reference my planner, flip. So being the last day of May today, May's spread is currently all done. I already stitched a little bit today, so I was able to fill in what I worked on today. I had 3 goals for this month, which I've talked about in my last couple of videos. Start Christmas Eve Fairy, 3 days on Santa's Stocking, and 3 days on Be a Light. And all of those were completed. And then this is the first month I've done this, but here at the bottom, I did a little stats page. I had 3 starts, 0 finishes, and I have 10 whips for the month. So I thought that'd be a cool thing to add to flip through. And then, so when we last caught up, I had worked on, or I think I had just started Life's a Beach. Yep. I filmed a Flosstube, and then the next day we ended up going out of town and going to the mountains that next day. And I had just started Life's a Beach, and I worked on that for several more days. And I kind of wanted to finish like one of the sections of the chart. So let me go ahead and pull it out of my project bag. This one I think is by Lollipop Stitches. Or no, maybe this one is by Stars Hollow Stitcher. Maybe Stars Hollow. And here's the cover photo. Life's a Beach. This project was originally in a Leisure Arts book. I'm not sure which one. When I searched the chart on eBay I'd seen the chart on a Stitchin' Mommy Sarah's video, and I just searched the chart on eBay and it came up, and I didn't know it was going to be taken from a book, but it seems like it was. So that's how the chart is arranged. I have all of my flosses in I think this is an Angela from Bags Plus that I got on somebody's destash page. And I'm stitching it on 28 count Mint Jubilee by Zweigart, and here's where I am now. So yeah, this is a mint fabric. I'm not really sure how to, it's a pretty true mint. Definitely green. It's gonna look white when I pull up the stitching here probably, but it's a mint. So here's where I am so far. And I have posted a few photos of this on my Instagram page where the fabric color was pretty true. So it's visible there also, but I love this so much. Yeah, this is more heavily backstitched. I have done backstitch projects before, like some Doreen Jones wreaths and things, but I haven't done anything where like it was outlined in backstitch like this, like just almost like coloring book style outlines. I mean, I did the backstitch last, and that was probably a mistake. I probably should have done a little bit as I went, but it didn't really take that long. And so I got this bear here on the end girl. She is fabulous. Or female bear on the end done. She is fabulous. She's got her boombox. She's laying out. She's ready to go. And let's see, how long did that section take me? Let's count the days, shall we? So that section took me about a week. A chunk of that was a long weekend in the mountains where I stitched like maybe 30 minutes. But I counted it as a day because I did stitch on it those days. So that is how that went. My plans, this will come back in my plans for June. I think, yeah, definitely I'll talk about it in plans a little bit later. But yeah, she's so cute. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention also is I think it's just like a dye lot thing because this is a little bit of an older pattern. You might not be able to tell. But in the bears, at least in person, you can tell that there's kind of more of a significant difference in color between, there's like shadings in their legs, their arms, their faces, and there's more obvious shading in the palm trees as well. I think just with the dye lots, some of that color variation has been lost. And so those colors are in like the 435, 436, 434, 433 zone. And so I think they're a little bit more similar now because like my palm tree doesn't have quite as much shading, and I was worried about her like snout, her muzzle area, because what it was called for was going to blend in a lot. And so I did change that to one shade in the same string of numbers, but just one shade lighter. And so that is a change that I made because I wanted her snout to stand out and be obviously lighter. But that's the only thing I've changed. Everything else is as called for. So after I did Life's a Beach, I still needed to do my 3 days on Santa's stocking. And then I also wanted to do a new start for Memorial Day. And so it worked out that when I finished that section of the beach pattern, that I had exactly 6 days left in the month. And so I was able to do 3 days on my Santa stocking and 3 days on my new start. And so let me pull up my iPad really quickly here. Oh, I started saving some pictures to a Google folder on my iPad to kind of show you like where I was before on things. And so let me see if I can find where I was before on this next project. Yes, here. So this is Santa Stocking by Doreen Jones. And I've been trying to work on it for 3 days a month, 3 days a month, because it's a bigger project and it's kind of blocky. And so I found that I was just like never motivated to pick it up. But when I set myself the 3-day goal, I feel like that's been really good to help keep me going. Here's the cover photo. Get a little closer. And then it's in a Q-snap currently, and I'm not going to need to move it for a bit, so I did take a picture. This is where it was in my last video and what it looks like when it's all out of the Q-snap. So this photo is also on my Instagram, I think, probably. But my goal for this rotation was to connect the beard, finish the rest of the beard down here, and then finish this present. And I was able to do that. This project is in a Barbara John Stitchin' with Grammy bag. Very big, but it holds my 8.5 by 11 Q-snap, which is very nice for travel. I took this one to the mountains too, but I ended up not working on it at all because I didn't really stitch that much. We were with Caleb's grandparents, helping them do stuff, so. Yep, here is where I am now. I was able to do all the rest of this beard, or I connected the beard, and then I did like the last loopy bit. I did all the rest of this present, this cute little bird, and then I filled in the red, like all this red is new as well. It's on 28 count lamb's wool even weave with the called for DMC, and this needle minder over here is from Top Knot Stitcher. The white stitching was kind of getting to me. White stitching is tough. I think a lot of people have that kind of dread almost of white stitching because for me, it just looks uneven very quickly. I know a lot of people feel that way. And so finishing the beard was a very big accomplishment. There'll be another big chunk of white down farther. This kind of fur-looking cuff. His whole jacket will have a big cuff of that. So that is why the 3-day chunks are very helpful, because I put it away. Someone I was watching was talking about this. Putting away a project while you're still really enjoying it and not waiting until you like dislike it or are burnt out on it to put it away. And so at the end of 3 days, I'm still really loving it. And so I think that's helping the momentum keep going. This bag also has a matching like floss keeper. Oh, she had a name for them. Like flannel floss friend or something. But I really love how like sturdy this is. It has flannel, so your floss sticks, and then, but it's not floppy at all. So Barbara, if you're watching this and you make and sell more, let me know how to purchase these because I would like to purchase more. And yes, that was those 3 days. It was it was over the Memorial Day weekend, so the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of Memorial Day, I worked on that one, and I had some really good stitching time. Just because we didn't have much going on, we spent some time outside. We went hiking and shopping and groceries and things like that, but had some quality stitching time. We watched Ant-Man on Disney Plus and just did casual things at home, which was nice. So the last project that I worked on was a new start, and I'd seen this on Instagram, and I wanted to do it for Memorial Day. I didn't have any patriotic works in progress on the go, and so I thought this would be perfect. It's called Molly Williams Homestead. It's by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, and they're on Instagram, and it's PINKERN, the letter N, Pumpkin, PUNKIN. I think I tagged them in one of my posts, or you can message me. For her like blog. But yeah, she provides like complimentary charts on her blog, which is super generous, and so that'd be the perfect one to have and then to like work on for Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Veterans, anything else that comes up that I feel would be appropriate. And yeah, I don't have a lot of patriotic, I don't have a lot of home decor stuff to put out for those times of year either, and so yeah, I wanted to have something. Without further ado, here's my whip. Still in the hoop. I'm working on it currently. I worked on it this morning before work, and I'll probably work on it when I finish this video after I do like clean the bathrooms and things. But I'm really enjoying this. My needle minder is from Mad for Minders. I am just now realizing the irony of putting a British character on this American piece, so whoops. But she's very cute. This is MCG Textiles, I think Mushroom Even Weave. MCG Textiles doesn't produce anymore, and their linen was from Hobby Lobby was very uneven, but their Even Weave is actually even, and I actually really like it. I bought some of it on eBay because I think I mentioned, I'll talk about this again, but I like the thick, substantial even weave. I don't know, that might just be a weird me thing. But yes, I think I have a few more, like this, I was able to get a few projects from this one cut, so that is where I am. This flag was kind of fun to do, and then this roof, and then I'm going to get into like the house that has the American flag kind of built into it, and there's bee skeps and cats and flowers, and it's just very cheerful, and I love it. So, and I think this little pillow down here that's getting cut off says Liberty, and it's also a free chart on her blog. So check her out. Check out her Instagram. She posts her projects there as well, and they're always super cute. I've done one of her freebies before. It said home, but the O in home was a bee skep. Sorry, someone just honked really loudly off of my apartment there. Sorry. And then I'm using another Notion that I love for this one, and I don't have a project bag for it yet because I just started it. So I need to rifle through and pick out something to store it in long term, but this is a Bitsy Bob from That's So Kelly Co. This was like the first Notion that I ever bought when I was cross-stitching, probably in like 2019, I think I bought it. I've been cross-stitching for some years at that point, but I had like nothing. I had a hoop and I had floss and a needle, and I didn't have project bags. I carried my stitching around in this like big like amorphous crossbody bag thing that someone got me on vacation. I had no notions, no ephemera, anything like that. And so I stumbled upon, after I discovered like cross stitch Instagram and stuff, I discovered That's So Kelly Co. And I bought this in one of her sales, and I love the print so much. But yeah, so this is one of my oldest notions, and I'm excited to have it on the go for Molly Williams Homestead. And that is a wrap on all my works in progress. And so we'll do plans and then a touch of stash acquisitions, and that will be the end of that. So let's flip to June here in my planner. Here is my goal page for June. My anniversary is in June, that's why there's a heart on that day. My goals are 3 days on Be a Light by Dimensions, which I can show you the cover page right now of that actually. 3 days on Be a Light, which is a goal I had in May also. And I'm excited to get back to that one. I was doing background in May, so I think I'm going to let myself do some of one of the jars in June. I want to film a mid-year whip parade. I haven't filmed a whip parade since kind of returning to Flosstube, and yeah, I think mid-year is a good time to do it. I have 10 whips currently, which is like a pretty high number for me, so it'd be a good time to put them on parade. And so I think hopefully that'll be my next video on the channel, will be this whip parade. We are come back from vacation at the beach this weekend, and then maybe next week sometime after I get, unpacked, laundry, all that stuff done, I can do a whip parade. So let me know if that is something that you'd be excited about, a mid-year whip parade. But yeah, that's a goal. I want to do 3 days on Santa stocking, as I mentioned before. And then secret husband gift. My husband is going to Europe on a work trip sometime in July. And so in one of the recent cross stitch magazines that just came out, they had a bunch of little like travel icons, like suitcases, planes, hot air balloons, things like that. And so there was a little hot air balloon that said Bon Voyage. I think it's going to be really small, and I'm going to try and I need to go to Amazon or a store or something and get some plastic canvas, because I was going to stitch it up on plastic canvas and then like let him like slip it in his wallet when he goes to travel. So that's my plan for that. And then start fall wreath is a goal also. I think I talked about this in a recent video. That is a wreath made up of fall leaves by Doreen Jones that I want to start to have done for fall. And so I have a fall project, also by Doreen Jones, that I want to stitch during fall, like for cozy fall vibes and all that. But this one I want to have done before to decorate. So I'm going to start it in June, and I'll probably give it a week and then aim to finish it in August, probably. But again, that's a whiles away. So we'll see. A while away. That is kind of all I've got coming up for June. I guess like immediate plans. I'm going to work today on Molly Williams Homestead, and that will be my last day of rotation on that piece. And then again, like I said, tomorrow we're leaving to go to the beach, and I'm going to take Life's a Beach because, of course, I have to. I will probably also bring Santa stocking because I'm kind of in a spot with that one where I'm just doing rows of red back and forth. And that could be good car stitching. It could be good like sit around talking stitching as well. I think I'm going to do the letters in Life's a Beach next, which usually is pretty good like sit around talk stitching for me. So yeah, I'll bring those two options, but hopefully Life's a Beach I'll get to work on at the beach. And then once we get back from that, I'll just see which of these goals I feel like doing next and get that done. I'm also kind of tentatively thinking about July because I'd like to participate in Christmas in July, Jolly July, all the fun names. I have this like grid page in my planner where I'm thinking about it. These are my 3 Christmas projects I have started. So Santa Stocking, Christmas Elf Fairy, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Stitchrovia, which I'll show in my whip parade. And so I know I want to work on those 3 projects. I'll also work on Molly Williams' homestead around the 4th of July. Sorry, my computer went to sleep. But yeah, I'll work on this around the 4th of July. But then for the rest of the month, I would like to do all the Christmassy things. And so, because Christmas stitching is like one of my favorite themes to participate in, and just in general, I'm drawn to those charts a lot. But I don't want to start so many that there's like never finishes on them, which 3 isn't too bad, but I feel like especially Santa Claus and Christmas Elf Fairy could use some more love. So those are I'll probably give a week to each of those projects, and then have a week to kind of break up and do maybe patriotic stitching and maybe some fall wreath. I was also considering, I have 2 possible new starts. Merry and Bright is a Ship's Manor pattern that I have all kitted up with their floss, and then Holiday House is a Dimensions kit. And those are just kind of 2 things that are on my radar to start, but I'm not quite sure because I have 10 whips, and when I start fall wreath I'll have 11. And I feel like 10 is like a good number, so I don't know if I want to. I think I'd rather finish something and get back to 10 than add something and get to 12. But 12 is like a round number. There were 12 disciples. I don't know. That's not related at all, but just thinking of connection. But, yeah. So these are just now, honestly, true ramblings. But coming back in, July is in the works, and June is here tomorrow. So, and just jump forward to August. I'm going to be doing Arbitrary August, and I'm still trying to figure out how that's gonna look. I am thinking about doing just like one different project every day, and then just cycling through, like putting all of them in a bowl and pulling one a day. Usually I don't do just 1 day rotations on projects, but we'll see. Again, true rambling. The last chunk of this video, or a very small chunk, is going to be stash acquisitions. First, I've had this for a little while, but I forgot to show it. I live in the upstate of South Carolina, and there is a local needlework shop, an LNS here called Panda's Crossing, and I finally worked up the courage to go. It is in Malden, South Carolina. They have a Facebook page with all their information on it, and they're also a beading store, like a jewelry making beading, like bead art store. And so yeah, I had known about it. I went once in college, a long time ago. But I decided to go. I wanted to go back again. My husband's birthday was last month, and so he cross stitches. Oh, I'll show you his work in progress also. Sorry. But yeah, so he cross stitches, and I wanted to get him some. He never used hand dyed fabric before. Excuse me. And he never used hand dyed fabric before, and so I wanted to get him some and a pattern for his birthday, which I was able to do. The pattern I got him was actually this one. Here's a photo of it. Turtle Island from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And then I got him like a hand-dyed blue fabric that I do not know what he has done with. But, so yeah, so I went there to get that, and it was great. It was super fun. It was so much fun to be back in a local needlework shop. When I used to live in Charleston, we had Fire Poppies, which was amazing. And I went there quite a bit, did some of their stitch nights and things, but the owner closed Fire Poppies and is doing great things now. But, so yeah, and then there was Stitch and Frame in Rock Hill, which is near where my husband's parents live. And that Stitch and Frame was great. I went there once or twice with him, but then they closed too, and so I was sad. And now, here in Malden, South Carolina, there is Panda's Crossing. So I'm very grateful to be close to one again and have access to like fancy floss and, DMC and fabric and charts and stuff too. And I think they do like every second and fourth Friday, that could be wrong, stitch nights. I haven't been able to go yet, but maybe I'll work up the courage to go to one of those as well. And then I think in the South Carolina Stitchers group, they talked about how someone posted that they're opening a new local needlework shop in Irmo, South Carolina, which is in the middle-ish of the state. So yeah, if you're in South Carolina traveling through South Carolina, those are the stops, I guess. But speaking of the South Carolina Stitchers group, I wanted to give a shout out, this will connect, I promise, to Allie from Misfit Stitches. She is a great stitchy friend, and she posted her, sorry, I just saw my leg, my shorts, but she just posted her recap of her time at Stitch North, and I was just very inspired by that video because, like, a few days before she released that video, I had signed up for a retreat here in South Carolina through the SC Stitchers group, and it's gonna be it's a very small retreat. I think, well, it seems smaller than Stitch North, very small. I can't compare, I guess. I really have no idea, but I'm just very grateful for your video, Allie, because the way you were talking about, like, being nervous and unsure is exactly how I feel. So I signed up and, like, almost regretted it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to, like, figure out how to exist in that space. But yeah, so thank you, Allie, for that video. But circling back to this piece of haul, this one very small piece of haul, I went to Panda's Crossing birthday present shopping for her husband, and I found this chart. It is from Hindsight. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's Love Bits, South Carolina, and it's got this pimento tree charm, and it's super cute. I actually had seen this pattern at Fire Poppies one time when I visited, didn't get it, regretted it, went back some other time, and it was not there. But then I went to Panda's Crossing, and I was like, I have to get it. I love my state. We lived in Maryland for a few years, and that was a fun adventure, but I definitely missed my home state, and so I'm glad to be back here and to have this pattern. I think it'll work up pretty quick. I might do it in greens, kind of like a Charleston green, which is a color with meaning. But yeah, these are my thoughts, but I'm not quite sure. But for now, it goes in the stash with its cute little charm. And then my second and last piece of stash is a piece of fabric. I mentioned, I think in last video also, that I really loved the Zweigart Jubilee for being like a thicker, even weave, weird preference of mine. And so I went on eBay to see if there was any more of it on, and there was not, in the mint color. But now I think there is one of the mint color on eBay. I should probably go buy that. But I don't really. Anyway. And so there was one in this color that I thought was kind of cool. It's 28 count, 100% cotton Jubilee in Amaretto. And that's pretty true to color. I don't do a lot of stitching on dark fabric. I have one whip on black even weave, and I refuse to touch it for this point, but I need to finish it. But I don't mind dark Ada, but yeah. I thought this was kind of a good darker color, but not without being like too dark and moody. I don't know. I just want to hoard all the Jubilee at this point. So that was my shopping for the last little bit. And oh, so my husband does stitch, like I said, and he has been working on Pretty Little Washington, D.C. from Satsuma Street. And he has made great progress. He has moved to Q-Snap. So that's where he's working on now, on the Lincoln Memorial. And if I show you on the cover photo, he's kind of done like this, and this, and he needs to do like the outer bits, is what he has left. So yeah, I'm very proud of him for working hard on that. I think he started it, and then, because he loved the design, he loves to stitch, but I think he started it and did like the first couple sections, and he was like, whoa, this is really big. But I was like, you can do it, it's good. So that was probably my rambliest video yet. So if you are still watching at this point, thank you. Let me know what you're stitching on in the comments below. I like to hear what you're working on. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions, ask me. Probably Instagram's the fastest way. And thanks for being here. Bye.